Welcome to episode 14 of WoT Talk. We are making great momentum here with the show. Every episode sticking with up over 1,000 views. I appreciate that, y'all. I'm having a great time doing it, and I hope to continue to see it growing. Just a fair warning on this episode, we're going to be going straight into some spoiler-filled comments because there were so many replies, and I want to get to as many as possible. So, if you have not finished the series, I recommend you click off. If you don't care about spoilers, though, you can stick right on in because we have the question: if you had to cut a character entirely from the show, who would you cut? And we had our first reply here from Kev-Ratzo, Kev-Ratzo. In order to make cutting a character worth it, there would have to be a meaningful reduction in time required to tell the same story as we find in the books. With that understanding, I would remove Min. She takes up and adds some depth, misdirection. She takes up time and adds depth, misdirection, suspense, and speculation to the story, but she can be replaced with a slightly vague prophecy about the dragon, with the typical misdirection surrounding everything in Wheel of Time. This would save so many explanations and conversations and interactions, and really not hurt the story at all. So I agree that on her own, Min does not have any events for her character that are crucial to the end of the story, but I would disagree because she helps Rand's development exponentially, like an incredible amount, and it might be a little hard to have Rand go through the same level of evolution he does as a character if he doesn't have Min to work with. I see what you're saying, but I think she's one of the best supporting characters throughout the entire series. She's really able to get people going down their paths because of her visions. She's able to help Rand go through so many stages. So I get what you're saying. I just don't know if I wholeheartedly agree, though I think you made a good case there. We had Swani Orandi coming through here, and she says Loial. I thought we were friends, man. But Loial, you can't take away Loial. Or no, that is just offensive. That is offensive on face value. That is the heart of so much of the... No. And you didn't even try to back it up. It's just Loial. I love Loial. I get what you're saying, though. He doesn't have much impact at all. He's kind of standout-ish. You pretty much could lift him in a lot of ways, and especially since he's kind of just dropped at the end. But no! All right, moving on. That one had two likes. That's difficult. That's painful. All right, from Gawyn MacArthur. It would have to be Daniel Lewin. He knows it. We know it. I feel like this is more of just a spite removal. You're certainly not saving much time at all. I think you just want him gone. I'd love to hear that in the comments. You know, give you a reply here, Gavin. Do you just want Daniel gone? Do you just want to see him removed? Now we have Chase Ashton coming in. I would definitely cut Tom Maryland. Only kidding, Dan. I'm really glad I saw that only kidding before I read Tom Maryland's name, or else I would have just blocked you from the channel. Just blocked you. No, I think for the show, I would cut Padan Fain. I think there will be plenty of twists and turns with the minor dark friends, Trollocs, Murdral, the Black Aja, the Forsaken, the Dark One. If I had to choose a character to the light, I would choose to cut Valen Luca, and then Bael Domon and Egin and Sama. So we just don't need to have to see a single menagerie scene or Bael being whipped every single time we tune into a boat scene. Yeah, I actually largely agree with what you're saying. I wouldn't cut Padan Fain entirely. I would probably have him die in The Great Hunt. Is it The Great Hunt or is it the third book? Whichever, I'm trying to keep him straight. Whichever one he's with the Shan Chan, I'd have him die there. That would probably be the best place for him to go, because afterward he just kind of is a ominous presence and doesn't add a whole lot. He cuts Rand, of course, but that cut doesn't do much for some things. I don't know. I think you could cut him out there, so I agree with you there, Chase. And everyone else you mentioned with the Menagerie and Bael Domon, I love some of those characters, but you're not wrong. They don't, in terms of the larger scope, they're more just like charm characters. Okay, yeah, I think it was a good comment. Good job. You got 3 upvotes. Most people agree. From Damien. Sorry, my contacts just blurred a little bit. That was weird timing. From Damien Byrne, Byrne. Min, Loial, Oliver, or Tylan. Take your pick. I'm going to go with I don't agree. Yes, oh my god, so much yes, get rid of him. I'll kill him myself. Jesus Christ, please get rid of him. And yeah, I kind of agree. I'm going to go disagree on Min and Loial. I like them too much. I think they really add to the series in terms of charm. But I agree, get rid of Oliver. And Tylan, there's an argument to be made there that I could agree with. In fact, it's a very good argument that can be made there. From Mealy Claver, Melleklaver. My contact prescription is old and I'm seeing things blurry. So on top of dyslexia right now, I'm having blurry vision. This is just the worst situation. The one character or even whole plot line I found completely uninteresting was Masema, yeah. Also known as the Prophet. Masema. I'm drawing a blank on how to pronounce his name. He plays a role in the Shido versus Perrin plotline, which is considered too long by a lot of fans, and a big part in slogging Book 7 up to Book 10. Cutting the storyline with Masema, thank you, could maybe speed up things a bit, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I can't remember Masema influencing the story significantly. You're totally right. He completely doesn't, and there could definitely be a way to rewrite what's going on there and just have it be Perrin versus Shido, and not have the Prophet involved at all. Have the Shido take his wife for, some other location. You'd have to get him away from Rand for another reason. The Prophet essentially just served as a plot device to get Perrin out in the open so that his wife could be kidnapped. And you need to find something else to do that, but I'm pretty sure there'd be an easy way to have that happen, Basically be like, oh, Perrin, go deal with the Shido. just have him go deal with the Shido and make that his motivation to leave. I don't know. We have one coming in from Kelia Silvis. I think I'm still saying your name right. Welcome back to the show, Kelia. I think Morgase could be easily cut. Put a few regents in charge while Elayne becomes Aes Sedai, and you get rid of a series of extremely tedious subplots. Though I doubt the fan base would agree. I would love to see Gawyn act as well. Seriously, what does he actually add to the story? Younglings are not important. His relationship with Gawyn is garbage. You're the Gawyn defender, Kelia. You are the Gawyn defender. You're supposed to love every aspect of her character. What's with the lack of passion? Why do you suddenly lose it? And his relationship with Elayne is boring compared to the moral sibling dynamic of Elayne and Galad. All he does is add emo-ness, and Rand already does that pretty well. Losing him would be a gain. Ooh, see, this is someone coming in with just get rid of him. Just kill him entirely. I don't want to see it. Get rid of him. That was an interesting stab to take. And I'm gonna largely agree with you there. Except I regret saying Morgase should be axed because I don't know. I feel like her character is done well enough that it would hurt the series to lose her. Because I liked Morgase's growth, having someone who instead of rising up is falling down. Because like a lot of our main characters, they either start as noblemen or they're rising to that noble status. Morgase was us watching basically the inverse happen to somebody. And it wasn't the greatest for Wheel of Time, and in any other series it would probably be the best character arc in that series. But for Wheel of Time, yeah, it's not the best, but I enjoyed it enough, and it doesn't take that much time. But I wouldn't be sad to see her go. I would just go, oh, all right. All right, now we have another one from Finnegan McCarthy. How's it going, Finnegan? By the way, you have one of my favorite first names of all time. Finnegan is awesome. Dot, from where I am in the series, Path of Daggers, I would cut Aginor, Bethamel, and Bilal. I feel as if these three can be done justice in one character. As for their roles in the story, I'm aware of their respective backstories, and still think as if they could easily be spread between the other Forsaken. Yeah, I completely agree there. I see some people have said that, well, the Forsaken are the protagonists, we need more protagonists. No, we need more well done. Sorry, not protagonists, antagonists. We need more well done antagonists. And if you combine and condense the Forsaken, easier to keep them all straight. Having even just 7 spread out throughout the series can be enough. Because the problem with the Forsaken is a lot of them are diluted to the point where it's, which one's that? What has he done? What's he do? And that hurts it. If you just had 7 really well flushed out Forsaken, easily they could be interesting for the entire series. I mean, think about Wheel of Time compared to Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings has 2 main bad guys. I guess there's a couple other debatable ones, but it's Sauron and Saruman. That's it. And if we just had the Forsaken be as well flushed out as those 2 per, boom, that's 14 books. I think you could easily handle that. That's just my opinion. Spoilers from here for The Eye of the World through the Dragon Reborn. Thanks for the spoiler warning, Finnegan. But on these, I typically just kind of say, whether or not spoilers are happening. But if someone's still listening and you want to not go past the Dragon Reborn, even though we already have, Finnegan's got your back, and he's a good guy for doing it. For the fight of the Eye of the World, I would have him tactically retreat. Who am I fooling? He's fleeing the damn dragon with his tail to his belly. And then go set up shop in Tyr. Once he's killed in Tyr, do resurrects him as Deshiva. A very bad friend spoiled that one on me. Sorry about that, Finnegan. That's no fun. And that plot line is continued as in the book. This also means I would cut Aginor's story in Saladar. P.S. If you didn't see my comment on this video, my name is pronounced Fineen. Fineen. Wow, I screwed that up. I'm sorry. I thought it was Finnegan, but it's Fineen. Okay. PPS, you made a better attempt at it than many native Irish speakers. Well, I spent 9 months in your country. It was some of the best. It was basically, probably one of the best 9 months of my life, and I would love to go back one day. Your country is incredible, and I'm glad to see you guys are still doing well. The learning about the conflict between North and South Ireland was one of the most interesting things I got to experience while I was there, because honestly in America we're not taught about that, and that is a very complex relationship you guys have built, and where it currently sits I find fascinating. Sorry, I'm a history nerd. I'll move on. People who are not Irish or don't really care about history probably want me to shut up. Brandon Quad, Quade. Minor spoilers for... Wait. Did we just pronounce the name Finnegan wrong in America? Because I know that's how we spell Finnegan for people named that here. Is that just something we screwed up? Anyway, okay, moving on. Sorry. Minor spoilers for at least Tower of Midnight. Thank you for throwing it in there, Brandon. I would cut Gawyn. Galad can do most of the stuff that Gawyn does, and even was the first love interest for Egwene, besides Rand, I guess. They are both blade masters of similar skill, and honestly, I kind of love the idea of the Lord Clapton Commander of the Children of the Light in love with the Amaryllis seat. Ooh. The biggest thing we'd lose, in my opinion, is the relationship between Galad and Elayne, which I'd be sad to lose, but it's worthy sacrifice to remove Gawyn. The kind of ending with Galad and Elayne ending up together was nice, but I wouldn't call it a relationship. Like, they spend a paragraph being attracted to each other. That's about it. But I see what you're saying. It was a nice little wrap up for them. I just wouldn't call it a relationship, maybe. But I largely agree with what you're saying, though I don't think Galad and Egwene's characters would mush well personality-wise enough for me to buy them being like beyond just attraction into each other, because they're the way they think is incredibly different. That was a weird thing my voice just did, and I don't know. I'd have a hard time buying them. If you kind of shifted Galad to be a Gawyn-Galad hybrid, I don't know. This deserves its own episode to talk about how to clean up the Galad or Gawyn mess. That might be a whole thing for the future. But the question I have for you guys at the end of this episode is really awesome, and I'm excited to ask you, because it's gonna make a great episode next week. Hello, spoilers. This is from Ross J. I agree with some others that Gawyn could be cut. He takes up a decent amount of pages / plot, and as you said, he really doesn't do anything. You're right, he really doesn't, except for some kind of cool fights. I'll give him that. Without him, we lose an unnecessary love interest for Egwene. Yeah, I'm actually more in agreement here. Egwene doesn't need a love interest, because I'm kind of tired of every woman in this series and every main guy in this series having a love interest. Just let some strong independent people do strong independent people things and be like, I'm too busy to fall in love. I'm gonna kill some people and all that. I'm more of a fan of that. We have enough love stories going on, which might even strengthen her character and lose a pointless rivalry with Rand, and which Rand never really cares about. Yeah, that's actually hilarious. I love that. That Gawyn's like, I'm gonna come back, Rand, and we're gonna have a thing. And Rand's like, you know how big a fish I have to fry and how much of just a little tuna you are? I have big tuna out there. And now I'm picturing John Krasinski as a Forsaken. Anyway, there could also just turn him into a very minor character who Egwene is friends with and bonds as a warder. Yeah, but, I don't know. I think I'd rather cut them all together because it would just be weird as like for the people who read the book to see him just reduced. I think it'd be a little cleaner to just get rid of him. It's like how, you know, if it's like with an injury, you just gotta rip the Band-Aid off, you know. Don't leave the Band-Aid half hanging on. That's weird and gross. And you see that at, like swimming pools with like 40-year-old hairy men that just like the Band-Aid's weird. You know what I'm talking about. The only thing I'd be disappointed is that this would lessen the impact of one of my favorite scenes, Mat beating Gawyn/Galad after being healed. Ooh, I didn't think about that. Oh, that scene in itself might be enough reason to keep Gawyn in, because that scene is fire, though. I don't know why I hate myself for saying that. But, yeah, that's actually a really good point. And I can't, I don't know. That's a whole other debate that's got to happen in the comments. I'll contribute to that debate throughout the week because I'm curious to see what people think about that. Spoilers, another one from Ross J. Another choice to cut would be either Sivana or Masema. If I was writing the show, I would cut one of them and use the other as the minor bad guy who Perrin has to fight for a while, who makes things more difficult for Rand's plan. Or you could even take both out, but if you did that, then Perrin didn't have much to do. Yeah, I'd keep Masema in. No. I'm sorry. I'd keep Savannah in. Savannah. Jesus. Savannah. No. I'd keep Savannah in and cut Masema and just have Perrin have to deal with her. And I'd make him deal with her more directly. As far as I'm concerned, they never have like a scene together. I would make Perrin. I'd make Perrin kill her. Anyway, I know some people are going to say Min. Oh no, but her being killed by her people was such a powerful scene. Oh, wait, wasn't she killed by her people? Am I totally misremembering stuff? I need to double check it. But I liked a lot of the stuff with Savannah. Jesus. I know some people are going to say Min and Padan Fain, but I think both are essential. Min is the totally disconnected character who loves Rand, which is totally necessary in my mind. She isn't allied with any faction and has no real desire of her own, such as Elayne wanting to lead Andor or Avienda wanting to be a good Aiel. She's the only person who makes Rand feel calm, safe, happy, and that's so important. So many of the Min/Rand scenes are so much fun to read, and I don't know where Rand would be without her. Yeah, this is, you pretty much summarized exactly my hesitations with getting rid of Min. As for Fain, I think he's also essential. Fain is what adds a big element of mystery, suspicion, and chaos to the series. He's poisonous. Okay, I'm gonna stop that. He poisons Elyda's mind, destroys the White Cloaks, and brings so much evil to the Two Rivers. Without Fain, the series would be in danger of seeming like a video game type story where Rand levels up against Forsaken until the last battle. Fain is what makes the villains in Wheel of Time unique. That's a good case for Fain right there. Yeah, but you gotta rewrite how he goes out at the end, because it's the most let down, oh my god, really, that's it, killing of a character I've ever read in fantasy. Like, not even by a little bit, by a lot. Like, Fain's death, even when I first read the series when I was much younger and not nearly as experienced and, like, really critically thinking about books, I read that scene and I was like, oh, that's fake. Like, he's not dead. It's a misdirect. And then I finished the book up until the scene where, like, Rand was riding off. I was like, yo, Fain coming back. Fain's gonna do something. And then he doesn't. And it's so disappointing. I'd love to cut Min. We have some more Min hate. This is from B.R. Icewind. Bryce. Oh, yeah, you commented last time, I believe. I'd cut Min. Without her, it's a simple love triangle between Elayne, Rand, and Avienda, which is way easier for audiences to swallow than a consensual four-way relationship between a Jesus figure, a queen, an oracle, and a noble savage. Ooh, Colin Aiel savages. Oh boy, I'm sure you did it without thinking, but I think the Aiel are less savage than your average person. Anyway, she would become a fixture of the books and a shared treasure only the readers would appreciate. Awesome as she is, in some ways, who gets roles and who stays book exclusive will only add our appreciation to the whole experience. Interesting point, but I think she's just too necessary for Rand's development that even if you cut her from the show, it'd be hard for Rand to develop believably as he needs to without her. God, I love her as a character, but honestly, it'd make more sense if you want to kill one of the love triangle. It'd make more sense to get rid of Aviendha, even though I like her more than Min. She has less impact on Rand. She has less impact in the overall story. It's like depressing me to say it because I love Aviendha. I also just love redheads, and I don't know. I'm have to go with Aviendha there if you're gonna cut out one of his love triangle. Does it bother you guys when I shift sides of the microphone? Is that giving like a weird ASMR effect? Because I don't mean to do that to y'all. If you're wearing headphones, I apologize. John Frankfurt. Minor spoilers. Masema and Morgase are the two biggest side plots that could be booted. Morgase, though decent for character plot, does nothing substantial for the story as a whole, what that Elayne herself couldn't do, and Masema is the very definition of a side villain. I also want to take advantage of this comment of who could not be cut. Number 1, Padan Fain, for the number of characters he is critically involved with in their development and the events that he directly influences. Number 2, the original Forsaken. Yes, I understand that there are some more successful, superficial Forsaken in the beginning of the series. However, these Forsaken create good, clear progression markers for our characters, which in the television series would lend nicely to a season's finals. However, that being said, the reincarnations of these Forsaken can all get the axe, excluding Moradin. Not only will this take out a lot of fluff in the already eventful last couple of books, it will also lend to the importance of Moradin's reincarnation. That's actually a really good point. Love the content, by the way. I'm glad to see the channel growing as it is and wish you a continued success. Thank you. That's really nice of you to say. I disagree with you. I still think a few of the Forsaken could be chopped down and brought together. I don't think every season needs to be dealing with the Forsaken as the main big bad guy, as I think you're kind of hinting towards here. I think having them be the main big bad guy for most seasons would be good, but then having a season that kind of shifts and deals with someone else would really, really work. So that's, I'm going to disagree with you there a little bit. Now we have, but I do like that. I do actually completely agree with the getting rid of all the reincarnations except for Moradin's. That is just a good overall criticism of the series right there, and I really enjoyed that. From Alex Sayers, spoiler warning. Thank you for the spoiler warning. I'd think most of the characters that would benefit from, I would think most of the characters that would benefit to be cut from the TV show would make some of the majority of the Forsaken. Yep, there we go. Especially since most of their roles remain largely unseen / mysterious from the viewpoint of the main characters, of which the show would understandably take as the focus. Yeah, it's a good point. Even while oh man, this comment is long. Wow. Alex, I am going to go ahead and skip a lot of this comment. It's just a little bit too long, and I think you're kind of going over some of the stuff people have already said. But if you want to see a great comment that goes into detail, I would recommend going and checking out Alex's comment in the last video, because he does a really good job going over the Forsaken. I paused the video, read through it, and did some editing, so I don't think it should be smooth enough. You can't tell I paused it. I hope so. And yeah, this guy did a really great job breaking it down. I just don't have the time or the voice to read it, because by the end of that episode where I read all your comments, guys, I was in physical pain, and I don't want to be doing that again. Now we have another one here from Sarah Graham. Masema, I hate the whole subplot. They can find another task for Perrin. I would be really upset if they cut Min, my favorite character change with every reread. But she's my favorite character changes with every reread, but she usually somewhere in the top 5. Yeah, she's so charming. Let's go into this Masema thing a little bit more. So the Prophet. I'm gonna do some googling real quick. So Masema, I want to see how much in the Wheel of Time is really devoted to him, because there's usually like a page count thing you can find for characters, and Masema is interesting. He, okay, I'm trying to get my thoughts organized towards him here. So Masema has some representation of a different kind of insanity than I think Rand does. And that lends something to the series. He has this like religious fervor insanity that we don't get from really anyone else except for the White Cloaks. And theirs is different. Excuse me. Yeah, the White Cloaks religious fervor comes from a more like self-centered, I'm just abusing my position to, I'm abusing my faux beliefs to do whatever I want. I feel like a lot of the White Cloaks don't actually really give a shit about the light or not. They're just kind of bullies. Masema believes in the crazy crap he's preaching. You know what I mean? He is bonkers. But overall, I don't think it's really necessary. It does add for the books a little another level, but I can't really see how it's necessary. I can't see any larger impact. I'm looking through his storyline right now. Yeah, there's nothing here. There's nothing here it's a required. So I'm gonna go as far as to say the two top picks for me being cut or condensed. It's get rid of Masema entirely, seriously condense Forsaken, and maybe cut Gawyn. I haven't been totally convinced on that the more I sit on it, because he does do some things and lend certain angles that I do enjoy. So now we have Paolo Sarti, great name. Sin Bui, gosh. Jokes aside, I'm going to say Gawyn. Yeah, okay, that's a simple vote. Thank you for the concise, simple vote. Don't get rid of Sin Bui. Michael Graham. How's it going, Michael? To be bold here, we're going in bold, and recognize that the show is going to cut major plot lines. Cut Perrin by merging him with Bashir, already married to Fail, and have them be introduced later in the series. What? Okay. I'm gonna keep going. Let's go. Let's do this. All right. The Shido could be cut along with Savannah, who I hate. Egwene could be separated from the group by herself and could have her interaction with the Tinkers without getting disapproving looks from Perrin the whole time. You could cut the Wolf Brothers stuff since Perrin hardly interacts with anyone else in the dream world, even though that could have made him more interesting. Really, Perrin is too wholesome for prestige TV or peak TV, as people call it. This is the era of Tony Soprano's, Walter White's, Dexter's, and the like. Every few minutes spent with Perrin being, people think I'm dumb, but I like to carefully think things through, and also I will do anything for Fail. Matt and Rand, Tom will do fine. Moraine, Avienda, and Elayne will do fine. I recognize that Perrin isn't going to be cut, but he isn't going to be written as wholesomely, or it would be eye-rolling to contemporary television audiences. I don't know why I paused like that. Michael, my boy. Okay. No, but I agree that he needs to be rewritten drastically. There are some things with Perrin, not drastically. Certain aspects of him need to be reconsidered for modern audiences. That is true. That being said, no. I'm going to go with a no. I'm going to go with a strong, first one coming through with a strong ho. Good job. Good job backing it up. Making a case. I appreciate that. But I'm going with a strong no. Because we have, immediately, number one reason. Then the stool metaphor goes away. And the stool metaphor is really the heart of the entire Wheel of Time series, if we're being honest. That stool metaphor is what we came back for, all right? Every time it was said, one of the greatest moments in all of fantasy. And what are we going to have without it? What possibly stands with two legs? A person metaphor? That's lame. I don't like that. A kind of stumbling bear, how they sometimes do metaphor? No, I'm not there. By the way, bears sometimes walk on two legs, which is actually where a lot of people think the whole Sasquatch myth comes from, which is actually kind of a really good explanation for that. Anyway, I disagree with you. I don't know how we got on Sasquatch. I disagree with you. I'm not backing you there. You're on your own, because there's going to be people who come at you for that. I'm going to say I strongly disagree. From Jessica Haley, also great names. Oliver Suroth. Who the heck is Suroth? Let me look that up. Wheel of Time. Yeah, I agree with you, Oliver. You guys know how I feel about child characters, unless it's in what's the one director? Kubrick film. I'm not down for child characters. The High Lady Suroth was a Sean Chen. Yeah, let's kill her. Let's get rid of her. Wow, not kill. That I didn't mean. No. I didn't mean to make it a dark thing. Let's just get rid of her. I agree with you there. I agree with both of them. Right there, 100% both agree. 2-word comment, nailed it. Good job, Jessica. From George East, you guys already know what I'm going to say. From pure dislike of the character, 2-1. Dude, the biggest shock I've had this whole video is the fact that you're the first person to bring her up. That is legitimately surprising to me. But it's not because I wholeheartedly agree. It's just because I know there's a lot of hate for out there. You got a long comment. I'm going to get into it. You have an edit in the bottom I'm not going to read, but I'm going to go ahead and read what I can here. It's a bit long, but I think I can do this. Realistically, though, Oliver, Bail Doman, Eginin, Vale and Luca, and friends would be voted off the island for me. All decent picks. I would grudgingly admit Tuon's importance to the series, at least over these other characters. I'd still be ecstatic if Tuon got the ban hammer. Min also irked me. What? Irked. Sorry, I just lost my place because of my dumb reaction. You can't see me, but I'm still doing trying to do physical comedy because I'm an idiot. It was more her stupid power, which I hated, besides Loghain's viewing, because Logain is awesome. Dude, Logain needs to be cranked up to a 10 for the TV show, and apparently Rafe Judkins is doing that, so I'm fucking down. And she could be removed without too much damage, and I think a love triangle would go over better to TV audiences in the classic Rand Love, Square, Diamond, 3-for-1 deal, whatever you want to call it. I don't even know. There's that one scene where Elayne and Avienda are kind of, I think, doing stuff, and Robert Jordan never directly says because he's weird about sex. So I think it's a diamond. I think Elayne and Avienda are also together. Min is just with Rand. I don't know. There's a little bit of not clear there, but I think they're also together. I don't know. I disagree with you. I've said before, I don't think Min can go. Tuon is, yeah, she's important, and it seems like you want her gone, but you admit it would also hurt the series. You're saying down here you actually not want to see Gawyn, even though you don't like his character. You think he adds too much. Yeah, okay, so I'm sorry. It's a little much here, and I'm going to try to get to all these comments, and we still got quite a few to go here. So I'm going to go ahead and skip out the rest. Sorry about that, my friends, but I just got to get moving. From Matthew Stormbless, the Cosmere's in the house. Instead of cutting characters, I would mostly combine them. That's actually a good point. I probably should have asked that, which characters would you combine? I didn't think about that, Matthew. You're right. I apologize. I will do better in the future. A few of the Forsaken can be combined. Yep. And several of Matt's band as well. Yep. I could also see a side character like Julian being combined with Tom. How dare you? How dare you? Would you ever say that you can combine the Mona Lisa with the statue of David? No. And that's what Julian and Tom are. How dare you? How dare you? Okay. I feel like you would be able to combine some of Julian's character traits, or maybe just his profession, with that of Tom's. I'm going to disagree. Obviously, he would still be a Gleeman, but it would be help to save time. Maybe cut Oliver too. Now we're in agreement, Matthew. He's sweet, but also not hard to cut. Some random Aes Sedai can be cut or combined pretty easily. Absolutely. I bet Alviarin and Leandrin could be put into one evil Black Aja body. I just like the way you phrase that. Also, the people suggesting that Loial, I will fight you. Kidding, don't worry. I'm not. I will fight you. Just can't stand WoT without his wide smiles. Me too. I will schedule a Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather type boxing match with anybody who suggests Loial will be cut. Let's do it, because how dare you, okay? How dare you? Okay, from Puya Sarazi, I would cut anyone contributing to the pointless tower dispute in the second half of the series, but if I had to cut one character, it would be Gawyn. You don't like the splitting of the tower? You don't dig that? Is that what you're talking about? Because I dig it. Are you talking about Black Tower or White Tower? You didn't clarify, because there's two things there. One I could kind of get behind, the other I couldn't. Puya, you gotta come back and clarify, my friend. You gotta come back and clarify. We have some responses to people I'm gonna go over. Skip a little bit, because I just don't want to get into people's whole conversations, because honestly I don't know if they're leaving those for me to read to you or whatnot, so I'm just going to leave those, and if you want to read them, go back, and they're really good. Some people have a good debate. From Billy Alexander, I wouldn't mind if they cut both Padan Fain Masema storylines. End of the Shido at Dumai's Wells. Yeah, I'm more or less of the same opinion there, that you could do that, but then you hurt Perrin's character so much later on. You'd have to give him a whole other thing to do. People are saying cut a lot of the Forsaken. I disagree. Well, I disagree with your disagree. I think it would be cool if they pulled the big name celebrity to play the Forsaken enemy that focus on each season. Yeah, that's actually what I really want there for the 7 or 8 Forsaken that they have after combining them. Also, I really feel that Aginor should be a major Forsaken. He created the Shadow Spawn, for crying out loud. He deserved more than thrown away villain. Fair point. Minor spoilers. This is from Ipa. Ipa, how's it doing? IPA. I forget which one you told me how to pronounce it, but I'm gonna stick with Ipa because it sounds cool. Probably Padan Fain. Yeah, there's a lot of people on this story here. He started with very interesting character, but is almost forgotten in the second half of the story, and ending is just, yeah, I agree. Androl might be another one. Really? He was Brandon's addition. I like the character a lot, but all he does can be accomplished by someone else. Other possible ones to not cut, but shorten somewhat, would be Beldoma, Eginin, Galena. Shinaram soldiers. Shanaran soldiers. I think you misspelled Shanaran. Morgase and Forsaken behind the scenes scheming scenes. Try to say that 5 times fast. No, you saw how much I struggled with it once. Now, Forsaken scheming scenes, I'm going to disagree with you. I'm going to combine Forsaken, but keep all their scenes with just the Forsaken that are left, and just have it work that way, because I really like those Forsaken scheming scenes. I would not cut the Forsaken, though. Why are people fighting me on this? If they want to bring in more well-known actors for a single episode, I could see them playing parts like Bilal or Ravin in the final episode. It's funny, everyone keeps asking me to do a casting video, and I just keep saying a bunch of unknowns, except for some minor characters or villains, because it's like a weird subliminal thing you can do to your audience, where if every actor is kind of an unknown and you're really starting to get to like these actors and bond with them, and then you have a big celebrity come in to play the big bad guy, like psychologically that does something with you, where it's like, oh shit, is that? Like, it helps build to that era of, oh damn. That's just my opinion, though. Okay, so now we have Jordan Wilmoth. I'm a little confused on how to say your last name, but it's me, so that's me. That's how I'm confused often. I totally missed my chance to share my WoT story because I'm a new subscriber, but I thought I would share it. My friend, I'm sorry. I'm doing different responses right now, but I'm okay. You know what? I love these so much, I'm going to go ahead and jump on into it. My brother's best friend in high school had a lot of family trouble, so he lived with us for a few years. He was pretty much my adopted brother. That's really nice of your family to do. I already like your family. He is the biggest fan of this series. You gotta show him WoT Talk. I have been a big reader most of my life, but I didn't want to comment on this. Didn't want to commit to the massive series. It wasn't until my boyfriend of 5 years broke up with me and I picked up The Eye of the World. I'm on Fires of Heaven now, and my book brother is beside himself with joy. Love your videos. Well, I love you, and that was a great comment. Sorry, y'all, for wanting me to get back to the on-topic discussion, but I love those Wheel of Time stories. Ryan Ratchford. An hour plus of WoT talk, the more the merrier. So I haven't read all the series yet. Half into book 1. But no matter what, we all know that Tom cannot be cut. Give him more screen time, in fact. But what about Hopper? P.S. Do you P.S. Do you get significantly more YouTube love if we don't skip the ad? Or if so, it's fine. If so, I'd be fine letting a 30-second ad play. I actually don't know that. I really don't. I think I get revenue either way. I don't think skipping the ad hurts my revenue. But thanks for the question. Thanks for all the amazing daily content. I don't regret my patronage at all. Hope you have a nice week and see you soon. Oh, thank you, Ryan. That's really nice of you to say. So, yeah, don't cut Tom. But what about Hopper? So were you saying cut Hopper? Because how dare you? I can't spoil anything for you. I doubt you're this late in the video. But no, we're not going to do that. I don't know why you're trying to hurt me, but we're not going to do that. Okay, we got some more responses. Then we have me private. Do you not want me to read your comment because you're private? I need to think about this. No, I'm going to go ahead and read it. Just cut J. Kim Carradine. Well, he does create chaos in the Almoth Plane and tries to get the Bowl of the Winds. Overall, I think Eamon Valda can cause the chaos and Lady Cheyenne can lead the effort in Abu Dar. That's a good point. I don't know, but I don't think that's enough screen time to really help the show a lot. Like, yeah, but then we just still have to do more. I don't know. Good point. Good character that could be cut for sure. Over Blackwater Park. I really want to know what the context is for that name. Let's get rid of Fail. I actually haven't thought about that. So I can't get behind getting rid of Perrin. But can I get behind getting rid of Perrin's love interest? I get the hate for Fail. I do. I know a lot of people don't like her. I know a lot of people have issues with her. Yada, yada, yada. But I think overall, you can't cut her. I actually have faith Rafe could rewrite her better. But don't cut her. I don't know. I need to think about that. That's with Gawyn right now. I don't think cut. I think change. Justin Wilson. To answer from last week, we have another story. Okay. To answer from last week, I do read plenty of other fantasy, just keep coming back to Wheel of Time. It always draws me back in, and like you said in the video, it's extremely rereadable. In regards to who I would cut, I'm torn. I hope I'm not tearing you too hard. Oh, God, sorry. If they followed the story from the novels completely, I'd like to see Padan Fain cut simply because the storyline ended. I'm so sorry for what I just said. It's so disappointingly. However, I think that could be a very compelling storyline if they just ended it with more of an impact. Yeah, that's so true. For instance, Padan Fain actually inflicted some sort of pain in one of our three main characters, perhaps killing off some important. And having his story resolution become impactful as well. So given that's how I wanted that to go, the character would cut for me would be Masema, just because I feel like the entire storyline could be cut with almost no impact to the overall direction of the story. Morgase storyline would be number 2 on my list. Keep the good content, Daniel. Thank you for the comment. Yeah, I think. Okay, so changing Padan Fain ending, I'm gonna try to spitball a better ending real quick. So I'm gonna try to make a better ending than experienced writers who know the series better than me because they wrote it and made. But let's say Padan Fain was somehow involved in Masema. Let's say he's the reason Masema went so mad, and we see that throughout the series up until Masema is dealt with. And then what's left of Masema's people get corrupted and taken over by Padan Fain. Like, Padan Fain isn't doing much during this time, so let's say Padan Fain's actually now building this army of crazy religious people with the angle that they're still serving the dragon, but we as the reader know, like, oh my god, this is actually Padan Fain. No. I'm trying to think where I can go this. So then it becomes like, okay, he's taken up the remnants of the Prophet's army, and he's now like slowly turning these people into like madmen from not from the TV show, but from like Lord of the Rings, where you had those people who were the men who were serving the shadow. And so he slowly brings these people from serving the dragon to the shadow, and I don't know where else to take it from there. That's just a spitball idea. It's just a spitball idea. Now we're moving on to Wily Rojas. I don't know about cutting a character, but I can see a merging of several, like merging all the leaders of the Children of the Light into one big baddie. That's actually a good idea. That is not, well, no, because I like the dynamic of there being some that are evil, some that are actually good, and some that are good but terrible people. Like, I like that mixture, so I'm actually going to disagree there, because that was one of my favorite kind of political dynamics of the series. It's, that is not only bad, but also a great captain, Pedro Nile. Most of the Aes Sedai are going to be merged into a couple per Aja for sure. Alanna might even be cut, since after bonding Rand, there's not much more of her. That's actually true. Or she will embody someone from Cadsuane's entourage in order to keep the character somewhat important. Maybe the Shan-Chan woman that is stronger than Nynaeve will be cut and merged with someone else. I also believe that Masema will be merged with Uno. No, man, I love Uno. Keep Uno separate. How dare you? Don't know why I have that hunch. I disagree, but if you're right, good job. Cawthon's senior role will be absorbed by Tam. Oh, Matt's father will be absorbed by Tam. All the Aiel chiefs will be merged into Ruark. Ooh, strongly disagree. Maybe Ruark and someone else, and most of the wise ones will be compressed into probably Amis and a couple of others. Disagree there as well. I am really afraid they will merge Aviendha Min and Elayne into one. No way they'll do that. Really afraid of that happening. The political climate being what it is. I'm not American nor live in the U.S., and it pains me to see the state of things in that regard. Live and let live, I say. I think we're more open to, polygamy. I don't think people will be offended by that nearly as much. I mean, Game of Thrones has sister diddling stuff going on, so I don't think that'll be that extreme in terms of a backlash. Hopper and Elias will be the same character. Probably disagree. Finally, I think that Narishma, Tam, Logain will be merged, and Narishma and Logain and Tam will probably be an actual Forsaken. Same with Luke. A lot of stuff I disagree with there, and here's my reasoning for a lot of it. If this was in the hands of a showrunner who seemed to have no understanding of what the fans really loved about this show, a lot of the things you're saying would be somewhat likely. But this is Rafe, and after seeing his deep love and understanding of what makes this series work, a lot of the things like shrinking the Aiel importance, if you're combining clan chiefs and you're combining wise ones, you're basically saying they're not important enough to really know all of them. He would not do that. I think we're going to see them have as many characters as in the wetlands, and I really look forward to that. This guy, at least that's my hope. And he seems to understand the series enough to know that if you start shrinking the Aiel, you shrink one of the few aspects that makes Wheel of Time really stand out from everything else. So I don't think that'll be the case. From Christian J, there are quite a few characters that could be cut with no real consequences. Shaitan doesn't really add much conflict to the story. Cut him, controversial choice, but cut Rand? He doesn't do much, and most of the plot line seems like filler. You know what? Just cut all the characters. Okay, it took me way too long to realize you were joking. I was like, what? Is he going to have it just be Moradin? That's an interesting change. Let's talk about that. On a serious note, people seem to think Min should be cut. I disagree with this. Min's relationship with Rand is the strongest of his love interests. Precisely true. She helps him keep him human in his darkest times. Thank you. Thank you, Christian. Thank you. Hold up. Okay. From Scott Krametbauer. I have two characters that I think could be cut. First, Aram. Yup. He does very little during his arc. I am amazed you were the first person to bring up Aram, because he, to me, is the most liftable person in fiction. My God, does he not do anything except for be incredibly annoying. Not a fan of him. Actually, I do like some of the stuff he does, but I mean, I hate his character in that he's written well to the point where I hate him. You know what I mean? It's that kind of, I hate him. Overall, he does nothing, affects nothing, and it has almost no overall meaning to the series as a whole. All true. The second character is sadly Loial. thought we could be friends, Scott. Like too many characters and plot lines, he is valuable until Dumai's Wells, where he is a great comedic relief and a large source of information. But almost the instant that plot line, the storyline, he fades to next to nothing and almost completely forgotten. If you're about to suggest that Loial die at Dumai's Wells, I will find you and we will fight. Matt, okay, that actually might be a really good choice to do and make Dumai's Wells have like massive consequences beyond what it already does. Oh no, am I now liking Loial dying at Dumai's Wells? Oh no. Okay, moving on. Matt can fill the comedic relief role shortly after the story starts, and various other characters can handle info dumps such as Moraine and Varen, plus the special effects to make him more likely to be an issue on a regular basis. By the way, you did get my last name correct amongst all the butcherings. Yes, which is still quite impressive. It's pronounced similar to Kramitbauer. Okay, cool. Got it. Also, I need to think about whether Loial dying at Dumai's Wells is a good way to actually knock him off. Oh, man. Oh, could you imagine that? Could you imagine? Okay, moving on. My stepsister just texted me. All right, moving on. James White. I would cut around half the wise ones and Alanna. Most of the wise ones can be condensed down to about 3. Alana's entire story can be cut from being in the Two Rivers when Perrin goes back to taking Lan's bond when Moraine exits too. Did she do anything else? No, she really didn't. I'm not saying I agree. I kind of agree. I don't know. There's so many things I have to consider. I didn't think this question I asked you guys would make me think so hard, but I'm having to think a lot. From Nikolai Tinskov, I would gladly cut 9 out of the 10 High Lords of Andor, Tyr, and Carian. Actually, I completely agree with you there. As well as many of the Aes Sedai, especially the ones that don't leave the White Tower. That's also very true, with the exception of Perrin, Sane, and of course Elaida. But I assume you meant at least relatively major characters. I did. I saw someone mention J. Kim Carden, and I agree to some extent. I would merge him with Dave Hanlon. That's an interesting choice, as the two of them have similar roles and personalities, and one drops out of the plot near the time the others enter it. When it comes to cutting entire characters and their perspective plots, we really don't need a second good guy at the Black Tower. Androl is a great character, but his role can be entirely removed / given to Logain, and that's how you give Logain more screen time. Also, Talmanis, he doesn't do anything a nameless commander can't. But I really like, I don't know. I get that Jordan can't write women well, but why is there so much hate for all female leads here? Also, Daniel, if you're reading this, please just call me Nick from now on. Okay, Nick. Sounds good. And, oh man, has there been a large amount of female character hate here? I don't know, I've been really keeping track. Anyway, Jared Johnson. I don't know why, but Min was thoroughly uninteresting as far as main cast goes. She's essentially an angel on Ranch Shoulder. I wouldn't care if her part was cut. Unpopular opinion. Puffin. Oh man, you're bringing back old memes. I can't agree with that because Rand needs that angel. That's the whole dynamic there. He's so basked in darkness and shadiness and alternative. Oh, this is what I actually want stuff. That Min is really his angel, and that I don't know. I like that. I think he needs it. From Shirley, and I'm not going to pronounce your last name. Hi Daniel, love your channel. Is it the only channel? It is the only channel I've ever subscribed to, largely in due to the Wheel of Time passion. That means a lot. Thank you so much. Now I feel like I should have tried to pronounce your last name. In terms of characters to be cut, I definitely think that Tylan should go, besides the obvious spoiler reason why she needs to go die a literary death. She doesn't have a huge impact on the plot. I agree with some of the extent on why people want Masema to be cut, although I wouldn't be upset if he was gone. I feel like he does have a role to play, maybe not in terms of plot development, but as a commentary on how extremist groups can develop and twist something positive into something horrible because of a screwed perspective. That's actually a great argument for keeping him in, and I would 100% agree with you if the Children of the Light didn't already do that. Because some of them are just religious extremists. And I'm kind of countering what I said earlier, because a large majority of them are just bullies, but some of them are religious extremists, so they kind of give you both of those aspects. Just my opinion. Thank you for the comment. Thank you again for the support. From Razlon. I'm actually going to leave you a little heart right now while I'm doing this. I would also have to say Gawyn. He just seems like a weird love interest for Egwene to show that he is overran and to show that she is overran and someone to slightly mess things up along the way. The younglings can also be gotten rid of if the story was slightly changed. Yeah, that's a good chase for killing Gawyn. From the Green Ranger. Just really yelling Gawyn. I was about to lean back and yell Gawyn, but I have neighbors and it's still early in the morning. Now we have Danny Pesci. Yeah, that free book knife of dreams from the manager of the store. Wait, sorry. I was just jumping in the middle of someone's conversation. Okay, this is from Flant Brim. Hashtag WoT Talk. Hashtag spoilers. Are we talking about major characters? It sounds crazy, but Padan Fain, think about it. He really was a bridge character, never really affects the plot. Yeah, except for killing family. Oh, he did have a major effect on Perrin in that way, right? No direction contact with main characters other than the first 2 books. His ending is awful, as most real fans know. We can just skip Fain and make more Death later on if need be. Now that I'm thinking about it, Fain does have a lot of touch with main characters. He cuts Rand, Matt kills him, which is an odd choice, and he messes with Elaine. I mean, I have a lot of mix. Let's combine all these characters. Let's have one character that is Loial, Gawyn, and Padan Fain put together. It'll be great. It'll be great. We're going to put those people together. It's going to be one character that does everything that those 3 characters do throughout the series. How about that? How about that, guys? Oh, man, we got a lot of comments from you, Flat Brim. But unfortunately, I can't read so many comments from one person. Thank you, though, for the comments and the support. Appreciate you. From Kitty Machine, any vote to cut Loial just breaks my heart. I luffs him, Luffs, so much. I'm halfway through book 5, and even with all the other fun stuff going on, I distinctly miss him in Perrin. Thank you. Thank you for defending Loial. Because you know what? It would hurt him so much if he saw these comments saying he needs to go. I'm probably going to get some backlash for this one, but I think Loial... No! Why? From MK Genest. I'm probably going to get some backlash for this, but I think Loial could be probably cut. Don't get me wrong, I adore him. I think he is a soothing character, but in the overall scope of the story, he isn't particularly trivial for the plot. I think you meant to think he is. I think you meant to say he is trivial for the plot. His knowledge of the ways could be bestowed upon another character. Aside from plot, his character wouldn't take long to convey. Sorry, I'm messing up. Aside from plot, his character would take a lot to convey with the height difference, makeup, etc. I think it would just make more sense to cut him out entirely. That's probably the best argument I've seen being made for cutting Loial so far. But no, how dare you spend half the show's budget to make Loial come to life if need be. We need him. And then he's going to die at Duma as well. All right, that's where I'm going to end this one, guys. I thank you so much for all your comments. Sorry for being nothing but a spoiler-filled one. Next week we'll have a spoiler-free section, because I'm sure. And here is my question for next week. Are you ready? Are you excited? Are you down? Should I stop stalling and just say it? Sure. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. So my question for you next week: what is your Wheel of Time conspiracy theory or fan theory? What is something that just makes you go, and draw some conclusions that aren't directly stated, but very well could be true? I know a lot of people have a lot of theories on who killed a specific character. I know there's a lot of stuff along those lines. So I would love to hear what your Wheel of Time conspiracy theory / fan theory is. Because I got a bunch myself, and I want to know where you're coming from. And again, guys, don't be like replying to people saying, actually, that's wrong because of insert reason here. These are theories. There's people having fun. Let's let people have fun. I hope you guys enjoy this one. Like and subscribe if you have not already. Hit the Patreon if you want to support the channel and what I do here. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.